So welcome back to the channel everyone, and a very good morning. At least I hope it's a good morning for you. I have to be honest that I'm not really feeling it as a good morning, you know. To be really honest, I think I shouldn't be out here today. You know, the conditions are good, we got very nice fog, but I was out for a couple of days feeling very sick, and you know, I just noticed the weather when I looked out of the window this morning, and I thought I have to go out. But driving over here, I just realized that I am not recovered well enough to do this kind of stuff. You know, it's just a very small hike from the parking lot up here, and I'm already exhausted. But we are here now, and we're just going to make the best of it. And yeah, the worst thing is that sometimes I have these coughing attacks that keep me busy for minutes before it's gone. So hopefully they won't happen while I'm out here. And last night, even the worst thing I discovered when I had one of these coughing attacks, that I have an inguinal hernia. I don't know if I pronounce it right, but I guess I have to see the doctor after the weekend, but let's just put it like this: I don't need a doctor to confirm it, you know, it's very clear. And yeah, no idea how that's going to develop, or I read on the internet that I'm probably going to need some surgery to fix that. So yeah, but it's not in any pain yet or anything like that, so I can just feel it appear and disappearing when I start coughing. So yeah, not good, not happy with that, but yeah, let's just make the best of it. You know, this is the life of a nature photographer. You know, you got to be out here when conditions are right, and at least we have some nice conditions. So I'm just gonna take it slowly, see if I can find something. So let's go. So I found the first composition here. Yeah, something I've shot before, but not in conditions like this. You know, it's foggy, there's some ice on the water here in the front, and it just looks pretty nice. There's a lot of water in this pond at the moment, and much more than normally. You know, it's all due to the bad weather that we've had during winter until now. But just look at it. Just a lot of water in this little pond here, and because of that, all these reeds down here are partly in the water, and that's what I want to use in this image. I want to use these front reeds here as a sort of leading line to the back. Then you have some reeds in the middle, and then the island and the tree in the back there. And if you look at the composition, it looks like this. So you see I got these reeds in the foreground, with that one part leading towards the background, the reeds in the middle, the island, and the background trees with the fog. And I think it looks kind of nice. You know, it's nothing spectacular, but I think it's worth shooting, and it represents the conditions that I'm facing today. Yeah, and I kind of like it. So yeah, I'm gonna take the image, gonna push the shutter, and then this is the shot. So I just changed the composition a little bit from horizontal to portrait, and that actually looks kind of interesting. So let me talk you through it on the back of the camera. So you can see I've got these reeds in the foreground now leading all the way to the back, and I have to be careful because my tripod is falling over when I let go. You got this leading line to the back, then this island in the middle with reeds, and this line of foggy trees in the background that you can see over there. And I guess it looks kind of nice, and I'm focusing around here in the image on f7.1. And this is where one of the main advantages of Micro Four Thirds comes in. You know, a lot of people are always complaining that the depth of field of a Micro Four Thirds camera isn't big enough, you know, or isn't narrow enough, let's state it like that, and that people can't blur that background. But as a landscape photographer, this is fantastic. You know, a shot like this with a wide angle lens, with those grasses here in my foreground and the trees in the back, one shot, everything in focus. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. So once again, gonna push the shutter. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. I think this is a pretty cool composition. So I found another shot which I can't show you because I have to keep the camera up very high. So if I put it on the tripod, it's not high enough. So I need to hold the camera like this. And the reason why I want that is, if you look in the foreground here, there are a couple of nice grasses here standing alone in the ice over here. And I thought that would make a really nice foreground subject. But then if you look at that main tree in the background there, the reflection is now intersecting with the grasses in the middle of the frame. And by holding the camera up, you see you get this little separation between the tree and the grasses in the midground. And that's what I'm trying to aim for, that there is a bit of separation there, grasses in the midground, and then those few reeds here in this foreground in the center of the frame. So handheld shot, you know, it's easily done. This is, let's look, a third of a second. So with conditions like this, without any wind, it's not a problem at all. So yeah, I'm gonna take this shot and hopefully it will work out. So let me know in the comments. So there's a rather nice tree over there, and what I like most is that the tree is, of course, there are no leaves on it, so it's only the branches and the trunk that you can see. But the background is very dark, so there's some fog going on behind this tree, and in the foreground are these more yellowy grasses, and that gives a really nice contrast with the tree on top of it. So let me try to show you. You see, it's all about this tree, and then you have these grasses in the foreground, which are yellow, and then that tree on top. And I'm not quite sure if I'm going to shoot it as a 4x3 or maybe a 16x9 to give a little bit more of these grasses in the foreground. I think that would work pretty nicely. But yeah, let's just see. We're going to try a couple of different compositions. I'm going to try to keep the tree a bit on the right side of the frame, and I don't want anything else in my foreground than those yellow grasses. Yeah, and I think a 16x9 works really well, just like I imagined. Yeah, that looks nice. So I think I found a pretty decent shot over here. Let me try to show you. I think it's rather nice. If you look over here, there's this beautiful tree with that foggy backdrop, and in my foreground there are those dead branches sticking up on the left and the right, and they kind of frame that tree in the background. So I'm trying to avoid that tree to enter the frame, so I'm only focusing on this section, and I'm shooting it as a 4x3. So you're watching as a 16:9 now, but in a 4x3 I can avoid all that stuff around it. So I think that's going to be nice. So yeah, taking this shot, and yeah, I think it's going to be worth it. Yeah, who knows? So this is it. So I'm just walking around here trying to search for some different shots, but I'm just realizing to myself that I'm just not feeling well enough to continue this trip. You know, it's now, let's say 200 meters back to the car, and I just feel like I ran a complete marathon. I'm totally exhausted. I'm not feeling well at all. So a couple of nice images there in the beginning. Not the video that you're used to, but yeah, sometimes they can be a little bit shorter, I guess. So I hope you still liked this video. At least I think it's worth it has been worth it to come out here. But I think I just need to go back to bed. You know, I'm just not feeling well at all. So thanks for watching and joining me on this torture trip for me. And yeah, please push the thumbs up button and the subscribe button underneath this video. And very important, if you push the subscribe button, also push the notification bell and select all. If you do that, you will get a free message from YouTube when I release my next video. And I just hope to see you then, and hopefully I will feel a little bit better and I will be able to find those nice shots again. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. I'm going back to bed. Bye bye.